The second station, the plains. Now let us come down from the mountains to the plains. The word plain means level. A plain is a large stretch of level land which is flat or a very gentle slope. Plains may be found along a seacoast or inland. Plains that are found along the seacoasts are called coastal plains. Inland plains are plains that are away from the seacoast. They can be found anywhere and at any height. Usually, the plains have fertile soil which is good for agriculture. Plains may also have thick forests or grasslands depending upon their location and climate. Roads and railways can be built easily on level ground. That is why a large number of people in the plains, the plain of river Ganga in northern India is one of the world's most fertile and densely populated regions of the world. The third station, the desert. Now let us visit a desert. What do you think a desert look like? A large hot sandy land with thorny bushes? Let us know more about it. A desert is a large dry sandy region. Here we find small hills or hillocks called sand dunes. A sand dune is a large mass of sand deposited by wind in the desert. Sand dunes are semi-permanent. It means they remain in one place only for a short time. They change their shape and even shift when the sand is blown by the wind. In desert, there is very little rainfall, less than 25 centimeters in a year, and sparse vegetation. It is very difficult to find water in a desert. You will agree that life without water is very difficult. So the deserts are thinly populated. Even in a desert, sometimes water comes to the surface at some places. These places have some vegetation. Such a place where water comes to the surface of the land is known as an oasis. In northwest of India lies the Thar Desert. It is located in Rajasthan. It is spread over four states in India, namely Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan, and Gujarat, and two states in Pakistan and cover an area of about 4,46,000 square kilometers. The Sahara in Africa is the largest desert in the world. The Sahara in Africa is the largest desert in the world. The camel is called the sheep of the desert. It is the only animal that can survive in the desert without water for many years or days. It is the only means of transport in the desert. The fourth station, water bodies. At the end of our journey, let us come to the water bodies. All of you must have seen a river. Let us read the interesting story of a river. A river is a large natural watercourse. It may begin as a trickle of melting snow high up in the mountains, or it may begin as a spring of water gushing from under the ground. The river mostly starts its long journey from high mountains and flows down the mountain slopes. Along the way, many smaller trickles of water join the river. These are called streams. Many streams join and make the river bigger. At some places, the river or stream suddenly falls from a great height with great force. This force of waterfall, some beautiful and famous waterfalls of the world are the Niagara Falls in America, the Victoria Falls in Africa, and the Jog Falls in India. As the river flows onto the plains, it brings down fertile soil and deposits them on the riverbed and the river banks. The soil makes the plain area very fertile for growing crops. In the end, the river flows into a sea and from deltas. Deltas are formed at the mouth of the river by the sedimentations brought down and deposited by the river. The largest delta in the world is the one made by the river Ganga in the Bay of Bengal. It is also known as the Sundarbans. India is called the land of rivers. The Ganga is the most important river in India. River water is used for producing hydroelectricity. You must have seen a pond in your village or town. It is a small body of water on the ground which is not very large and deep. A lake is a larger and deeper body of water that is completely surrounded by land. A lake may have fresh water or salt water. A large lake that contains salt water is known as sea. Some important seas are Caspian Sea, Mediterranean Sea, and Arabian Sea. Oceans are the largest and deepest bodies of water. A sea is sometimes part of an ocean. There are five oceans in the world: Pacific Ocean, Arctic Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, Southern Ocean, and Indian Ocean. Sometimes there is a large part of land surrounded by water. This is called an island. But the land does not float on water. What we see in the top of a large mass of land that sticks up from the bottom of the sea. Greenland is the greatest island in the world. In the Indian Ocean, there are some groups of islands: Lakshadweep, Andaman and Nicobar Islands, Maldives, and ones like Sri Lanka. A peninsula is a mass of land that is surrounded by water on three sides and connected to the mainland on one side. India is a large peninsula as it is surrounded by water on three sides. The Arabian Sea lies on the western side, the Bay of Bengal on the eastern side, and the Indian Ocean on the southern side.